Peace stars, diehards. Hope you guys are having a good night. It's your boy Eru. We're gonna be talking about summer swingmen. Hopefully you guys can hear me pretty good here. But we're gonna be talking about Grimes, his impact in the summer league. As you can see in the thumbnail too, you got some Knox talk, Obi talk, and some Bacon talk, man. Without further ado, Dynamics podcast. Let's go. Hey guys, for those just watching live, man, I'd like to apologize for the late start here, man. Man, it's been hot today, man. I'm still on vacation. I'm on like a 4 week vacation, damn near 4 weeks, and I'm kind of like grinding and stuff, man. But I couldn't end the night because I'm watching summer league right now. I'm watching Philly play somebody right now. I forgot who it is. There goes my light. But as I'm watching them, I'm like, man, come on, man. I got to do something, man. So I have to come on and talk to the people. So shout out to JJ Hands TV. Shout out to you, man, for being the first comment so far, man. Let's talk about these Knicks here, man. First of all, I'd like to shout out Grimes because in the last show I said that Grimes was hot garbage, and so somebody in the comments, two people in the comments was actually trying to get at me for saying that, actually saying that I lose respect for content creators and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. If we don't talk that way about our players, then what are we doing? Everything can't be all gumballs for your favorite player, because let it be somebody that you don't like. Then all bets are off. You could talk as much shit about the player as you want to, you know what I'm saying. So these young guys, they got to get the heat too. You know what I'm saying. So shout out to Grimes. Grimes is only putting up 8, 7, and 2 for the summer league games, man. But it's not really. See, this is when that cliche that it's not just about stats and stuff like that. This guy Grimes is 100% a good basketball player. Like I said he was hot garbage because he had that little move or whatever. But with further analysis of his game and stuff, he runs the floor hard. He's always got his head up. He's always on his man. He's not necessarily face on guarding him, but he's definitely always in the space where he's supposed to be. He's handling whatever job assignment they gave him, whatever game plan it is, he's executing it to the T. What I love the most about it is that he's just running every play, and he's not phased that the ball is not coming to him. He's not phased that the shot is not falling. He's just playing really good basketball, plus basketball. So I always talk about the plus or minus stat. I really don't like it, but the plus or minus stat tells the case for Quentin Grimes. That first game, when I said he was hot garbage, he only had 9 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. We actually lost that game. We lost it towards the end. He was a -8. So the next game he was a plus 17. We won that one. The next one he led the team with a plus 21. And like I said, this guy's only averaging 8. The last game he had 8 and 9. So this guy's not really doing anything that's really like crazy stat wise and stuff, but he's just playing his position the way it should be played. Now the problem with some of these other guys that we mentioned so far is that these guys haven't been playing the position the way that it's meant to be played. Shout out to Kevin Knox. We'll talk about Kevin Knox in a second. But these guys, it was their job to take. They've been here the longest. This thing about developing players. Who developed McBride? McBride is a guy that everyone is in love with right now. He's like the darling. He's going to be the new Frank, except that he's actually producing in the way that people imagined Frank would produce, right? So who developed McBride? Are we going to give that to what's the name? It's going to be Yakimoto, whatever his name is. This is the head coach of the Vegas Summer League. Are we going to credit him for developing McBride? You know what I'm saying? These guys are self-made, self-driven players. These guys already could play. Some of these other guys, there's one guy that I want to shout out, Jalen Johnson. He played in the game prior to this one. Oh, no, excuse me. Actually, he's playing right now. He had a nice putback dunk not too long ago as Atlanta is beating Philadelphia 26-19. Jalen Johnson is a guy that I wanted, man. But who's developing Jalen Johnson? These guys are producing in the summer league right now. So who's credited for developing these guys? These guys have a base level talent that they can build off of on their own. It's something that you can use as a coach, as somebody that's calling the game. You can look at him and watch him play, watch how he's giving it up, especially in practice, and you can put him in a spot and he'll succeed in that spot. Now, I can't talk about training camp. I can't talk about regular season games at the moment. But looking forward, Quentin Grimes, I have no problem putting him in the game if somebody got hurt, if somebody gets in foul trouble. I have no problem putting Quentin Grimes in the game. Thing is, he does have a nice jump shot. It's not hitting at like an alarming clip, but the jump shot is one thing about a jump shooter. Like Ray Allen always says that just be consistent. His jump shot is consistent, so he catches it, goes into a motion, and is up. It's really just like really like that. He has a really nice release, man. So nice strong release, nice. Not like Obi Toppin. Obi Toppin kind of like overextends his arm a little bit, which I don't like. I get into that too, I guess, man. But Grimes is a true shooter. He kind of just lets it fly off the wrist, man. But it's consistent. You know what I'm saying. I actually want to compare the jump shot kind of to Ray Allen, because Ray Allen was more of a stop and jump straight up and then let it go. Quentin Grimes kind of is a flow shooter, but the form is kind of the same, man. So not to compare the two players, I'm definitely not doing that. But I'm just saying Quentin Grimes is a player that you can definitely call on if need be, because that he's going to execute whatever the coach asks him to do. And not only that, he's gonna be accountable on the court and play his position. That's the only thing that I gripe about our Knicks players, or just players in general. Just watching summer league, you're watching guys play. A lot of it is scrappy, man. That Lakers game, we almost lost because those guys are scrappy. I'm watching Atlanta. I was watching them play the other day. Philly is another team. It's just like you just have to grind. That's what summer league is all about. These guys, they just met each other. There's no training camp for summer league. You just kind of just get out there. They got like basic practice, the basic basketball ideas. You know what I'm saying? So if you cannot produce at summer league, there's something wrong with you. So shout out to Obi Toppin. So I guess I'll talk about Obi Toppin a little bit too. But we talked about him enough, man. Obi Toppin right now, he's averaging 22 and 9. This is like a basic kind of like average though. I kind of just put it together in my head. But he's averaging about 22 and 9, give or take a couple decimal points or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's doing what we wanted to see him do last summer, but there was no summer league. So we want to talk about developing, getting his feet wet, getting shaking the jitterbugs. There was no crowd last year, so Obi Toppin was trying to train, and trying to get ready for the NBA with no crowd. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of hard to watch a little bit, but at the same time, like I'm trying to say with Grimes and McBride too. I'm gonna throw McBride in the mix. Who's teaching these guys how to play? Who's showing these guys how to play? You have to be a self-made, getting ready to play kind of guy. Sorry, I'm sweating, man. It's fucking like 100 degrees today, man. I got the fans going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like sweating my nuts off here. I'm quite sure everybody else is too. But Obi Toppin, he just was never ready to get that, man. Just understanding concepts and what the coach wanted him to do. That jump shot. So I was talking about the jump shot earlier, man. That jump shot is, if he can catch it in rhythm and shoot it, is great. He more than likely he's gonna make a lot of those, man. But that follow through, that extra follow through that he does. You see how my elbow bends forward? That's what he does when he shoots. So I mean, like, that's something that I wish he would stop. I just wish he would stop doing. That's something that needs to be broken down at this point. He's in his second year in the NBA. He's like in his mid-20s of his life. So he needs to really fix that right now and get more of a relaxing shot rather than just a full extension where you can see the dimple in his freaking elbow, man. That's not the way, man. A couple things that I noticed too, man, about him. What's been getting him this 22 points is that extra jump. He has that extra jump, not like Amari Stoudemire, not like quite like David Lee's extra jump. Because David Lee's extra jump was elite. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you guys, man. I see Uncle Fulio's making fun of the sweating, man. I tell you, man, it's fucking hot as hell in New York, man. It was 97 degrees today. The real feel was like 100 and something. There was no wind at all. I was out there with the kids and stuff, trying to get myself, trying to find some fun out there, but it just wasn't fun walking around New York City today. And now tonight, man, I feel like guy needs to turn the heat down, man. It's like the fuck, I'm sweating my nuts off right now. Yeah, man. So we're talking about Obi. That second jump, like just like a David Lee. David Lee had that slight bounce kind of thing. There's a couple guys that I could think of a second jump. Mitchell Robinson has a nice second jump. Mitchell Robinson's second jump, it's more like he'll jump the first time and he'll go right back up, usually right at the dunk for a dunk or whatever. But this guy Obi Toppin, his jump is kind of like in between a jump. That's how quick his jump is. Like I keep telling guys about the Matrix. What's this guy Shawn Marion. If you don't see Shawn Marion, Obi Toppin, then I really got to question what you guys are looking at. Because Obi Toppin, that second jump, like I said, is not a power jump. It's not necessarily athleticism, but it's fast twitch. You know what I'm saying? Fast twitch. He just kind of like a rubber band snaps back up. So that is really a really amazing skill set that he can do. Like it's just a natural thing that he can do. Because he has no leg muscles, he has no calf muscles, he has tight hamstrings. You can see it the way he runs. So that's all fast twitch stuff. He's a jumper. I'm quite sure he spent a lot of time, working on that thing, especially him getting taller and stuff like that. Because he caught like a quick growth spurt, so which got him into playing power forward to begin with. So it's like he's not a natural power forward. Same thing like Amari Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire was natural. He was cock diesel at 14 years old. You know what I'm saying? Knocking down teachers. They was rumored to say he was knocking down teachers and knocking down other people's parents and stuff. This is all rumors. I'm just throwing it out there. But Obi Toppin is not that dude. He's still kind of like growing into his body, even in such a late age, in his quote unquote development. But there's certain things that Obi Toppin just needs to get, and I just don't know that it's something that could be taught or can be developed in the pro level. It's something that has to be that really has to be just learned, just day to day living as a basketball player, playing the game. You just have to know how to manage yourself against other guys in your peer group. So I mean, if he's a power forward, then he has to understand like what power forwards do. Power forwards traditionally, like Julius Randle. Julius Randle would eat Obi Toppin alive. I don't know if Obi Toppin would barely score on him unless Obi Toppin missed him on a turn his head or something and Obi got loose. But he's not going to score, because just for the simple physicality, he's not going to get over. He's not one of those guys that is going to jump over you. He doesn't do it. All you got to do is put a body on him, and then he's obsolete basically. So any power forward. I'm just saying Julius Randle because I'm quite sure in practice Julius Randle is busting his ass. If they're playing one-on-one, there's no way that Julius Randle is going to lose in a one-on-one. There's no way that Obi Toppin is gonna score one-on-one against Julius Randle just for the simple fact of his strength. Shout out to anybody on the team, man. Obi Toppin, I just don't see the ability to give him the ball down low and do whatever. So just the reason why I'm saying all this stuff because people keep saying that I want to see him take minutes away from Julius Randle. Listen, everybody would like to see that, but Julius Randle is a high usage player, that type of thing. He's definitely going to be dribbling because even though people don't want to see him dribbling as much, that's something that not many power forwards in the NBA can do to the degree that Julius Randle could do. So that is a skill that we have to utilize, because a lot of power forwards don't want to chase a big guy like that, dribbling and stuff like that. The thing is that last year we had nobody else to pass to, so the offense just by simply throwing the ball to Kemba, it's going to change everything. Simply throwing the ball to Fournier instead of throwing it to Bullock. Shout out to Alfred. I just don't want to keep chomping on that dude. God bless him. He's in Phoenix right now. But passing it to Walker instead of Alfred is going to change everything. You know what I'm saying? Passing the ball to Fournier, like I said, instead of Bullock is going to change everything. This guy Mitchell Robinson we're not sure if he's going to be able to start the season. So Noel might start. Jericho Sims might get a shot. The minutes are there for Obi in the beginning to get extra minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to put Julius Randle at the center and then try to have Obi at the power forward spot. It's disgusting because, Julius Randle, I feel like, he can guard centers a little bit better. But guys that are taller than Julius Randle, he tends to have a problem with them. On offense, he can take advantage of most centers, outside of guys like Giannis and things like that. But Julius Randle could take advantage of centers for the most part, especially with his perimeter game. So you can take care of that offensively. Then Obi Toppin can kind of be the roamer, in that aspect. But when you talk about defense, like I don't know how anybody could be confident with Obi Toppin roaming playing defense with Julius Randle on the court at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about Tibbs is not going to play the youth. When it comes to if it comes to defense and Knicks are getting cracked, you're going to have to go to Taj. You're going to have to find another option on defense, man, and that's definitely going to be a problem. But like I'm trying to say here, I don't really harp on the defensive ability of one person. It has to be a team effort. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Julius Randle's already pushed in the envelope a little bit as a center. So having Obi, two guys, playing like that, it remains to be seen because it hasn't happened yet. But I'm not confident about it. So about Tom Thibodeau, it's always about trust. Shout out to Fizdale. He always talked about trust. Even though he was trash, but just those basic the common denominator is trust with all coaches. If I don't trust the guy, I'm not going to play him. Like if I have a big man, but I know he can't score, I'm not going to put him in the post and say, yo, go score. I just don't trust him. Like if a kid that I'm coaching, he's just not strong. I'm not gonna call his number to put him in there just because he's tall or just because he's young. I'm trying to develop him. It doesn't work that way, man. If you want to play, you got to put in work on your own. So these are things that Obi Toppin, I would love to see him put work in. Shout out to all these trainers during the summertime. You're seeing all these NBA players working with trainers and stuff. Every NBA player has their own pro trainer. There's so many pro trainers out there. It's ridiculous now. Shout out to a lot of these guys on the West Coast. There's a lot of gyms on the West Coast. On the East Coast, of course, you got the Lifetime Fitness. With Brickley. He's like the king here in New York. But basically every city has that king. You know what I'm saying? And basically every town is going to have some kind of guy that's like a pro trainer. Yo, let me tell you something. I can train you. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that plays basketball and knows anything about anything, you can look at a player and see what he's lacking, and you could train him. You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily about getting a pro trainer. It's about putting it in the damn work, man. So this guy, Obi Toppin, I really would love to see him just learn because he's not going to be physical out off the bat. Guys talking about getting in the weight room and putting on weight and all that stuff. Putting on weight does not help you against going against a real man. You know what I'm saying? The term "big for nothing." You could be Diesel and still get your ass bust, and still get pushed off the block, and still can't fight and get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So "big for nothing" is a big term, especially from the old school heads out there. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't want him to gain a lot of weight like that. I just want him to just learn his position as a big man. So while I'm at it, I see a couple guys jumping in here. Cully is here. TK Reed, I'm looking at Big Task is here. A couple other guys too. I see Don New York B. That's Mr. Danny B. Danny B is hanging out. A couple other guys here too. I see everybody hanging out here. You can see the phone lines. The phone lines are open. My audio is kind of weird, man. Like I told you, man. I freaking broke my equipment when I went to Florida, man. So I got to get this together. But if anybody is feel like talking tonight, just use the number at the bottom of the screen. That number is 646-470-1727. If you wanna give me a take or something, if you don't agree with anything that I'm saying, whatever, just hit me up here and I'll get on the phone with you. Let me get rid of some of these things. I had some box scores open, but like when you're looking at summer league box scores and things of that nature, just really like. It's really like eye test, man. You kind of just got to watch guys and see what they're doing. I wish I was there. Shout out to a lot of the guys that are out there. Especially I see the Knicks Fan TV guys got a little bit of airtime. Papa Left, he got a little shine. Greg Armstrong, shout out to Greg Armstrong. I did a podcast with Greg Armstrong not too long ago. It was a straight interview. So get out there, look at my interviews, and you can see Greg Armstrong. It was a dope interview. Just to get a little insight about what kind of guy he is. 28-year season ticket holder. But those guys got their little shine time on TV. So that was pretty good, man. I envy that, man, because I'm on vacation and I don't know how I didn't plan going to Vegas. And I thought about it. I thought about just going, but my wife gave me the guilt trip thing. You know what I'm saying? I got the kids, so I can't be in Vegas, having a good time, watching my Knicks when the kids are here, bored out their fucking mind with nothing to do. And I'm the dad. I'm the one that's supposed to be, taking them to the parks and stuff, getting them ready for that next level, man. But let's talk about Kevin Knox, man. Kevin Knox, for his career, he averaged for right now his career, he's averaging 8 points, 3 rebounds, barely one assist, 36% from the field, which is atrocious. 70% from the free throw line. Field goal efficiency is 44%. I mean, he's just not a good basketball player. And this is after 3 years in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to what he did last year. Last year, he only averaged 11 minutes when he did play. He didn't start a game. He played 42 games. Only averaged 3.9 points, 0.5 assists, and 1.5 rebounds. I really don't care if he averaged 11 minutes a game, but those stats are disgusting. Shout out to his first year. His first year, he did average 12 points, 0.6 steals, only one assist. He doesn't pass the ball. He could pass the ball. Shout out to Sim. Sim did a breakdown on him, like years back about how good he is of a facilitator. Actually, really good in the pick and roll. So shout out to Sim from Nothing But Knicks. He did do a breakdown at one point about Knox, but that breakdown was like 2 seasons ago or whenever it was. That first year, like I said, he averaged 4.5 rebounds. The 2-point percentage is disgusting too, 38% for his career. Free throw percentage is all over the place. 70%. He did average 80% from the line last year, but he only attempted 0.4. It's gonna be 0.5 and he made 0.4. Like, you can't really go by that. Just going by that first year, he averaged 28 minutes a game. 28 minutes a game with 12 points. The field goal percentage is disgusting, 37%. 3-point percent is 34%. That seems like to be the only stat that anybody cares about nowadays. Just the 3-point shooting. So I mean, like, we know that if Kevin Knox gets a corner three or if he gets an open three, he's probably gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kevin Knox with those skills. But if you watch his training videos, we're talking about training videos. He doesn't train at game speed. You know what I'm saying? You see, I'm sweating in my crib, and I am podcasting at game speed, guys. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Knox, when he's playing, he is not playing at game speed. Are you kidding me with a do-rag, and the do-rag's not sweating? The do-rag is just like, it's not even flopping. It's just stiff, hanging like this. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing basketball, your do-rag is just stiff. You know what I'm saying? There's no sweat. I'm sweating my nuts off in the crib, man. It's fucking hot, like I said, in New York. You know what I'm saying? And I got the fans going, and I can't really fuck with the AC. Jesus Christ, man. But I'm in the crib, doing a podcast, sweating my nuts off, and I'm sweating harder than Kevin Knox ever does in any of these quote unquote training videos. You know what I'm saying? So I have yet to see Kevin Knox go do that one-on-one stuff. I would love to see Kevin Knox do some one-on-one against somebody. I don't see him scoring on too many people. Unless it's light defense. But if you're playing tough defense with the way say Chris Brickley, he does that like 3 dribble stuff. Most of the trainers do that 3 dribble. You play one-on-one, you can only make 3 dribbles. No shots in the paint, that type of thing. I can't see Kevin Knox taking anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I never see him do any moves. He does have like a little like swimming kind of in and out moves and that type of thing, but it's not really about that. It's just about being like a pro. He doesn't have any pro moves at this point. Going into his 4th year, he doesn't have any go-to moves. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to piss away Kevin Knox's career just in one podcast. Because he's still young. A shout out to Calipari. He said, it's going to take 5 years for him to develop. You got to know that, man. Whatever. Look at McBride's and look at Grimes. Both of those guys are ready to take somebody's fucking spot. Shout out to Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes right now, I trust him, just basic off of what I've seen in the summer. I trust him over Kevin Knox right now. You know what I'm saying? And, here's the thing too. Obi, who is he going to defend? I want him to play a certain way, but who's the alternative? Knox is the alternative. You know what I'm saying? So, I can't see Knox playing power forward. He's just as bad as Obi. I can't see him. I can't give Knox the ball and say do something with it. He's a situational 3-point shooter. But I'd rather play Burks, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather play RJ more minutes. I'd rather keep Julius Randle out there than play Knox. I don't trust him. I just don't trust him. So if I feel that way, I know Tom Thibodeau feels the exact same way because he sees these guys day in and day out. He has a coaching staff that could disagree with him. You know, it's up to Tom Thibodeau to run the team how he's going to run it. But you know, I don't trust my man. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't trust him, then I know Tom Thibodeau seeing the same thing, man. So the writing is on the wall for these different guys. But let's enter this guy, Kevin Knox. I know I'm not Kevin Knox, Dwayne Bacon. Now I know I haven't did any screen sharing, but let's do this. I definitely want to give a shout out to this particular person here. His name is let me get his real name here. This is all off of Twitter. Like I said, bear with me because my equipment got all messed up, so I'm kind of improvising here. So shout out to Ben Ritholtz. So Rit Holtzman. That's his little Twitter name there. So this is the bacon thread. So I just want you to. We're just gonna go through it together. You know, this Dwayne Bacon stuff. Like I said, sorry for the little mess up here, but he's just saying he definitely fits the whole Tom Thibodeau good size strength defensive principles kind of player, which is true. Look at the thing there. He's definitely gonna play the passing lanes. He's strong. He stands up nice and strong. You know, I guess we'll show you know that was him guarding the ball handler there. You know, he's a good defender. You know, and then also too, he's looking to score. He's a natural guy that wants to get a shot. He's like cut from like the mellow cloth, where he's like or like a Joe Johnson. I made a joke saying that that he's like Joe Johnson that needs to get his battery charged, like a dead battery Joe Johnson. Definitely physically very similar. He wants to be ISO. He wants to be an ISO guy. So I mean, like in this offense, you know, when it comes to making reads and shit like that, I think Bacon is definitely going to fit well in here. The only problem with Bacon, you know, which is the opposite of Knox, is that Bacon can't really shoot the three confidently like that. You know what I'm saying? But he came into the NBA, came out of college as a guy that had a reputation, even in high school, as a reputation of shooting the ball really well. You know what I'm saying? So the NBA, it hasn't really translated well. You know, I really don't know what that's about. Maybe because his legs seem a little dead too. He doesn't get a lot of explosion at the rim. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's has something to do with it. He kind of reminds me of an Afalo. You know, what's the name? I forgot the guy's first name, but Aaron Afalo. He kind of reminds me of Aaron Afalo as well. You know, but you know, Aaron Afalo was a fraud. You know, but they got similar mechanics in the way that they play basketball. So like I said, bear with me here because I'm going to be scrolling up, and like I said, there's something going on with this thing here. In this play here, it's like, you know, basically a lot of boring stuff here, but he goes under the screen to contain RJ's cut. And you know, just watch how he plays defense here. He's playing defense against RJ Barrett. He was able to stop him there, but like he just knows what he's supposed to do. You know, he had this guy in the corner. He know when to give up to seal off RJ, because you can see that RJ was going for the shot. He wasn't going to pass it back. You know what I'm saying? Make the nice switch and then rely on your help defense, which is on Cole Anthony there to get the corner guy, which he had. He had the corner covered there. So I mean, defensively, he'll be able to do good stuff here. Here he is at the point of attack here. He's playing defense against RJ, and RJ just blows past him. He kind of just let the play go. So that's the reason why that he ended up in Orlando to begin with, and why he ended up being like a scrap heap kind of player at this point, playing for the Knicks, because you know, he just doesn't have lateral movement. He, like I said, his legs are dead to me. It seems like they're dead. He doesn't have a lot of bounce or offensive explosion. A lot of times, like I said, he's just guilty of being lazy sometimes, or guilty of just falling asleep a little bit. You know, maybe RJ's busting his ass and he can't get his shot off, so that's getting in his head, because he's a natural guy. You know, especially if you watch him in the summer league, he wants to go at guys. You know what I'm saying? So here's another play here, playing defense. RJ is just busting his ass at this point. Watch how RJ goes around him. And he just takes a little bump, and then, you know, it's really like no point of Bacon even being there, because he's in like no man's land. He got beat by basically 2 picks, you know, and they're really trying to stop the roll there to Mitchell Robinson. You know, it's like, almost like a double screen. They're trying to stop the lob, but you know, he's right behind RJ at that point, so there's nothing he could really do. But you know, he doesn't work in that way. You know, but that's stuff that I think Tom Thibodeau can clean up. let's see here. This is another play here where just watch him. Watch Bacon. He's at the bottom of the screen. No, another play, no man's land. Nice little superficial pick, and he just get caught and he just running behind him. That he should have went around the pick. Understand what the play is. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to call out pick too. Maybe that's Fournier's fault. Fournier is kind of out of position as well. So watch Fournier in this play. He's in the middle. He's looking the wrong way, so he doesn't see Bullock. He didn't call a pick for Bacon. So there's a lot of people at fault here. So that these are things that might plague us going into next year with this team. But with the offense getting much better, you just got to take it for what it is. Here goes Bacon here. This is him shooting. I guess. There we go. He goes baseline, a little behind the back. That's what he wants to do. That's a nice pro style move there. Make sure the sound is off. That's a nice pro style move there. Just watch him again. I know it's a little choppy, but he was open. He faked the three, drove in behind the back. Nice little fadeaway in the paint. That's what he's gonna do for you. That's a Joe Johnson move all the way. That's why I compared him to Joe Johnson, because this move right here all the way is Joe Johnson. Fake a jump shot, get into space, behind the back move, fade. So we're gonna see that from Dwayne Bacon. So the same way that the guys shooting threes when he shouldn't. I hope that they put Bacon in spots where he could be successful, and plays like that is exactly where he's going to be successful. This is more of him on offense. Same thing, man. Just superficial moves into the basket, getting right to the paint, and then doing like a nice little fadeaway. Just pro stuff. That's what he's going to do. He's gonna try to nail you to the ground and then do like a nice little fadeaway jump shot off of you. So that's really his offense. That's what he's going to be giving you. Having a play like that off the bench is good, because at least sometimes he can find his own shot. Kevin Knox is not going to give you that. Kevin Knox is just going to sit in the offense and wait for something to happen. Here goes more things here. This is him on offense here. He just gets stripped, man. He doesn't really have a lot of moves. His handle was kind of suspect. Like I said, he has no explosion. He didn't read that play good either. He should have kicked it right back out to Vujicic. But he had his mindset on getting to the paint and just making that turnaround step back 3-point shot. But he didn't get to the spot fast enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's just Dwayne Wade in a nutshell with the offense. Let's see if is there any more defensive things here. This is him also on offense. Little baby cut. He wasn't even looking, and he made Vujicic travel. See, watch this. Watch this. This is a nice replay. Vujicic is telling him you got to pay attention. Look, he made a cut. He was wide open and made Vujicic travel. Court awareness. That's a big problem with Dwayne Bacon. The reason why he's not in the NBA right now. On the outside looking in, basically training camp invite for the Knicks. Let's see Bacon. Bacon's on the top part of your screen there. 3-point shot. I mean, he hit the back of the rim. You know what I'm saying? It looked like he had no confidence in that shot at all, man. You know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't look good. Just a lot of times his energy is really low. Like I said, his legs look dead. So that's basically it there with Dwayne Bacon and his assessment. Just the overall assessment. Shout out to Rich Holzman on Twitter to make sure to get his real name. His real name, I guess, is Ben Ritholtz on backslash I'm just gonna be _NBA on Twitter. So shout out to him there. That's the guy right here on top. Shout out to him. That's the guy that did the breakdown. He does a lot of great breakdowns and stuff, man. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning into all this stuff, man. I'm just giving you guys a little basic thing or whatever. But Dwayne Bacon, even though I showed you his problems and stuff like that, I still trust him in the way that we play basketball. How we could plug him in to how we play. I trust Dwayne Bacon over Kevin Knox at this point. Here's another thing too. As you can see in the branding here, on the left hand side there, Dwayne Bacon, that was Walker's rookie. That was Kemba Walker's rookie in Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? So we signed Kemba Walker. All of a sudden, we got Dwayne Bacon signed to basically a training camp invite contract. So right about there, Kemba Walker believes in him. So if Kemba Walker wants to put it into the organization's head that you need to give him a shot, because they probably asked him, is anybody out there that you think that needs a shot, training camp invite, that type of thing? Dwayne Bacon is the guy. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dwayne Bacon. I'm rooting for all my guys. Like I said, I was getting on Dwayne Grimes. I mean, Quentin Grimes, saying he was hot garbage, but now, 2 games later, I'm saying that he's a really good basketball player. He's a winner. He plays winning basketball. Like if I was playing pickup, I want that guy every single time. I want to be on his team because like I said, he might not be scoring like crazy, but he's gonna play defense. He's gonna be where he's supposed to be. He's gonna have his head up. He's gonna play good basketball, move the ball. He's gonna finish when he gets a chance to. You know what I'm saying? So he's just a solid basketball player that you want on your team. So shout out to Quentin Grimes. I would love to see him have a breakout game. Scoring a little bit to see if he can show what he can do a little bit. I would love to see that. But it's not important, like I said, because right off the bat, now I trust Grimes over Knox. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. So once again, shout out to all our young guys. Shout out to McBride. McBride is a very good basketball player. I don't know about pencil him in there to be the automatic third string point guard because you got to give those minutes to Quickly if they did become available. But if Quickly's starting, that means that McBride has got to be coming off the bench at some point. You know what I'm saying? So. This position that we're in right now, we have a lot of good depth all over the court. A lot of holes that we needed to be filled are going to be filled. Defensively is going to be a question, but Tom Thibodeau got this team from playing piss poor defense to being elite defenders. In one season. So a little bit of personnel difference. We get out there and figure it out. In practice, and these guys should be good to go when the season starts, man. So, this has been a nice little solo podcast. Shout out to everybody in here, man. I got about 51 people in here to see a guy basically talking to himself here. But, I really appreciate it. Cully's going crazy in the chat. Let me get caught up here. Just kind of looking what you guys are saying. Yeah. I guess you're basically agreeing with me. Big Taz, so disappointed in Kevin Knox. See, like I see you said. Let me just put it up there. Big Tax. He's talking about. I thought that it would be something like Jason Tatum. Initially. You know what I'm saying? Like when they said that he bust the Bridges on the Michael brothers, they're not brothers, but Bridges and the other kid, he bust their ass in the workout. So if he did that, then I was on board. If he could show that he's the better guy in a workout, whatever, then he was the guy. If the Knicks drafted him, I would have been good with it. The Knicks ended up drafting him. He's just not that guy. You know what I'm saying? That's a good comparison to Big Test because Jason Tatum, he also doesn't really have like a lot of emotion. He's kind of robotic in himself the way that he plays. But the thing about Tatum is that Tatum is so polished on certain things that he does. As far as like post moves, his pivot foot is extremely strong. He has like he just had already had like a whole bag of go-to pro moves. Kevin Knox has yet to show any pro moves in this game right now. So, that's the thing, man. Like it's one thing, guys, you're looking at them to be a certain way, but then once you see them, you just gotta believe what you see, man. When people show you who they are, you just gotta believe them, man. So I mean, no shout out to me. I'm not gonna call him a pussy or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? He's just he's just not that guy. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? He might end up being in NBA for a little while. He might be able to eventually get it at one point because, like I said, he's still young. But at the same time, the Knicks got a 15-man roster. There's still a lot. There's still a lot of free agents available out there, man, which is crazy. I don't have it queued up, man, but I'll see if I can pull it up here on my phone here, and I'll just read it out to you. Some names that are still available, which is crazy. Laurie Markkinen is not signed yet up until this point. Avery Bradley, like a lot of people want to compare McBride's to that other Boston Celtics guy, but Avery Bradley is very similar. I should say McBride is very similar to Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley used to jump out the gym back in the days, though. I was watching some highlights. But outside of jumping out the gym, the basic game, the way that he plays is very similar to Avery Bradley. Wesley Matthews is a good player that's still out there. He could play swingman position. Here's a guy that I'm looking at, Paul Millsap. Now, Obi Toppin is there, man. Do you like a lot of people want to give Obi Toppin the minutes? I want to give him the minutes too, because I mean, 22-9, you can't fake it, But does that translate to the big leagues? So I mean, a guy like Paul Millsap, I don't know if he'll sign in the summer. Maybe he's one of those guys that might be around like in December. If you made up your mind on somebody and want to get some veteran leadership in here, Paul Millsap is a nice guy to call on nice minimum contract. Non-guarantee kind of guy. He'll come here for the minimum. JJ Redick. People keep talking about JJ Redick. I don't know about him. JJ Redick should just retire at this point. He had this weird injury, so I don't know about him. Talk about Josh Hart. Josh Hart is a good player to have too. So I'm surprised that he's not signed. So I'm quite sure that he'll probably get his shot somewhere on some team. Just go down the line. And here's another big guy here, Hamidou Diallo. Hammy is not signed yet. The reason why he's not signed because I believe he has they extended a qualifying offer in Detroit, and teams just basically got to sign him to an offer sheet. So the way this market has been going, they want to pay the big dogs, and then they don't want to pay the small fries at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's unfortunate. So Hamidou is gonna get shafted a little bit with the salary. He's gonna get signed, probably gonna re-sign with Detroit for the low. But I could see Hamidou taking that next step. You want to talk about a player in a couple of years and needs to develop? Hamidou is the guy, and I wish it was Kevin Knox, but Kevin Knox is not that guy. Hamidou at 6'5" could probably play small forward and shooting guard at this point. You know what I'm saying? He can even slide over to the power forward sometimes, because just for the simple fact of the way that he plays. Stanley Johnson is another guy that just like Kevin Knox had all that potential coming into the league, but just hasn't been just not that guy. He's just not that guy. If you want to see him at play well, watch him play summer league, not summer league, the summer pickup games in the Lifetime Fitness with Chris Brickley. He kicks ass in that setting. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him for that. Hopefully he finds somewhere in the NBA still, because he's a young guy too. You don't want to give up on these young guys so soon. But Stanley Johnson is in the same boat as Kevin Knox, bro. Denzel Valentine is another guy that's decent. That should be in the NBA somewhere. He shows signs and stuff, but he's the same way as Josh Hart, really. Just that type of talent. A couple guys here. Ed Davis is another guy. James Ennis, same kind of player. Maybe Davis might be a little bit more power. Ed Davis is like the greatest Knick of all time, because he was a part of that trade last year, and then we ended up waiving him just as soon as we got him. But he was very important, last summer with the trades and stuff. I believe it had having to do with the draft picks. You know what I'm saying? So Ed Davis is a guy that's a pro that can come in here and play backup power forward, / center for us too. DeMarcus Cousins is still out there. Jarrett Vanderbilt is a nice player that played well. He's a Kentucky guy too. So if he doesn't get signed to a team, I could see him getting invited for a camp invite, for the Knicks, just for the ties to Kentucky, So circle Jarrett Vanderbilt, guys. That's somebody that I think might actually get invited. Frank Ntilikina, if he doesn't get signed, that he might get called up too. Then of course Dennis Smith Jr. and a couple other guys too that is not really worth mentioning. I don't think. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of great talent out there. Knicks, I think the Knicks have one more roster spot. Vildoza is literally hot garbage. I was expecting a lot from him, but with McBride's and with Rose and with Walker, who cares about Vildoza? And then Rokas, shout out to Rokas, that the European kid that we picked up that's playing really well in summer league. A lot of guys were joking and saying looks like Curry. He was shooting those threes and stuff. But he has an NBA body. He has a little bit of athleticism. He's not like Vildoza. Vildoza is like a little kid out there. He has like no athleticism at all. He might be smart, but his body is just not an NBA body, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I would like to see Rokas. If we keep Rokas, him going overseas probably would be better for his own career. And maybe we could bring him in next year, or maybe at the end of this year, depending on what's going on for us. But he's somebody that's good to have in the stash because he can actually play. That dude Rokas that we drafted this year. He's really good, man. So, it's a lot to look forward to with the Knicks and stuff. But it's just great, man. Good stuff to talk about. Good side stories. As I said, the numbers at the bottom. So we got 46 people in here, about 50 something people in max. I think it was like 50, almost 60 people in here. Thank you guys for coming in. Salute to Die Hard. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Greenhouse made an appearance. So for guys that are just coming in now, please go to the replay and check out what I was saying about all these different players. Basically everybody that you see in the thumbnail. So let me bring the thumbnail out so you guys can see that. The thumbnail is the reason why that I came on so late tonight, man, because I was like racking my brain trying to get that thumbnail together. But it came out pretty good. So this has been Summer Swingmen for the Knicks this year. It's a nice little subplot, and but it's a good subplot to have, man, because all these players that I mentioned, even though some of these guys should have already blossomed and did something already, there's still a way for Kevin Knox to fit in on his team. There's still a way for a lot of things to happen, and if they do, then that opens up the door for trades and things of that nature down the line as we get closer to the trading deadline. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to the Dynamics podcast. It's been another podcast, nice solo podcast, nice little 45-minute podcast for you guys to listen to. Like I said, if you caught this at the end, the live show, just go back to the replay and then you can see everything else that I said. It's your boy Eru. Thank you for tuning in. Put 4 fingers to that forehead, tucking the thumb, salute, and I'll see you guys on the next one. The next one will be probably a full summer league recap because the Knicks are supposed to be playing their last game tomorrow, but if they win, I think it'll have like summer league playoff implications if I'm not mistaken. So it will be nice to win a summer league championship for once. If Quickly's still playing, if Obi's still playing, we have a good shot at that. So it would be nice to get one of those, man, just to see winning. Like when guys shoot the jump shot and after the buzzer and then guys still try to knock it out the way. This is the same type of thing. If the Knicks can win a championship in the summer league, it's just a good feeling to carry on, to into training camp and things of that nature, man. So shout out to all our young guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody that's gonna watch this on the replay. And I see you guys in the next one, man. Which probably will be tomorrow. I got a couple things that I would like to do, so I might do more than one podcast tomorrow. So just stay subscribed more than anything. And give a thumbs up to whatever videos you get, and I'll keep pumping out content. See you guys later, man. Peace.